Welcome. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. I think it might still say "Great Minds" on the cast. Don't worry about it. You already know who it is. It's Saturday nights. It's just Sick Picks. I'm your host, Mike D. Thank you for tuning in. And it's been a hectic week, man. It's been a hectic week. I didn't get a chance to come in last week, right? Did I not come in last week? Yeah, man. Things have been so hectic. I had birthdays and a lot of stuff going on work wise, and just been really busy. This week I had a big pool tournament. For those of you that don't know me personally, I am in the APA League, American Players Association, Pool Players Association, pretty much is what it is. But yeah, Denver and five, man. Yes, we will get to the basketball in a minute, but yep, Denver and five. Dad, thank you for tuning in, man. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, man, Denver and five. We called it a few weeks ago. I figured Miami would get a game. They did. And Jokic and Murray are balling out of their minds. But definitely want to give a shout out to the whole APA League, to the Tri-Cup qualifiers that were in Valley Forge Casino this past weekend. Had a great time. This was my biggest tournament that I've played in the APA since probably 2012 because I just haven't been present like I used to be like back then, right? But this tournament was way bigger than my last tournament that I was in, and it was a great experience. I loved it. I met a lot of cool people, learned a lot of new things, um, networked. You know what I mean? Like it was dope, man. The whole experience was definitely dope. But for those of you that were keeping up on the socials, Mets suck. Yes, they do suck. They definitely suck. But it was a multi-day event, right? Day one mattered, but didn't matter so much for me. We took it, or my team or less, we took it more or less trying to get used to those tables because the tables were really different. We did end up losing as a team day one, but we still had a chance to come back and get things or set things right day two. If we won today, we would have been able to play tomorrow, and tomorrow's match would have put us in Vegas. But unfortunately, we did not win today as a team. We didn't even make it to the fifth match. That's how bad we got beat. So, but yeah, man, shit happens. Lessons always learned, never losses. We never take losses. We always learning lessons, and we'll move on from this, and we'll get better as a team. And I'm just looking to really put my best foot forward, man. This session, I really want to try and I want to get back to the Tri Cups. I want to get back to Delaware. I want to make it to Vegas, man. I haven't been to Vegas yet since I've been in this league. So, but again, man, shout out to James, Raul, Tracy, Steve, Pedro, Edwin, John. All you guys on the team. Big shout outs to them. That's on the pool team. Like, I can't thank you guys enough for always being in my corner, helping me out, things like that. And we'll get back there. We'll definitely get back there. So, big shout out to them. But we're gonna get down to the sports. Being that my weekend was so crazy and the week was so hectic, I didn't have a lot of chance to prepare a lot of like fantasy talk this week because I was so locked in on the tournament, trying to get ready for this tournament and stuff like that. So I won't have any fantasy talk for you today, but football related news, right? We had the releasing of Dalvin Cook this past week, and that was big, man. It's big for a lot of reasons, especially me, where I was able to get Alexander Madison in my Dynasty League about a month ago or so, probably maybe a little longer than that. But yeah, Lopez fight tonight. A bunch of boxing on, though. Lopez is fighting, was it Josh Taylor, I think it is. My other gadget over here might die on me. Yeah, let's put it in a low power mode, see how much that'll last us. But yeah, man, definitely a lot of boxing on tonight. Might be at the Primo's house to watch it because he has the multiple TVs, and we're gonna need multiple TVs tonight to watch that. So, but yeah, great boxing on tonight. I know there's some UFC on tonight. No basketball, but that should be coming up shortly, and it could be the last game of the series. But yeah, as far as that Dalvin Cook news, that was big. The writing was on the wall. Everybody was kind of waiting for it to happen. Minnesota couldn't find a deal or couldn't get a deal done with any other 31 teams in the NFL. I don't know who they were reaching out to, but unfortunately, they couldn't find a deal for themselves, and they ended up releasing Dalvin Cook before they had to pay him X amount of dollars. And it's probably for the best as far as moving forward off of him. Because Dalvin Cook's always good for missing at least 4 to 6 games a year. Frank Clark to Denver was huge. Yep, that was definitely big because everybody was like, he wasn't like the biggest splash in free agency, but people were kind of like, especially the Kansas City fans, they were on pins and needles just waiting to see where he would go, if he would resign, if he was going to stay in the division, what team he was going to go to if it wasn't in the division. So there was a lot of speculation there. Frank Clark ended up staying in Denver, which is huge because that helps that defense with that veteran presence that he is. And I think I'm expecting Denver to have like a bounce back year with Sean Payton there. Now, how high those expectations are as of right now, as of what is this, June 10th, the expectations aren't too high when it comes to Denver's offense and what they're going to do because of what they, put on last year, like put out, excuse me. I mean, the only person that I can think to make this right is Sean Payton. Excuse me. I don't. It seemed like Russell Wilson was broken, so yeah, I don't know where they kind of go from there. But again, adding guys like they have and adding a guy like Frank Clark to the defense should just help smooth out what can be a bumpy season for the Denver Broncos. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. Like I said, if anybody can figure it out and make it and get the ship right, it's Sean Payton. So. But yeah, that's how I feel about that Denver there. But yeah, just again, releasing Dalvin Cook. Where is he going to go? Where do you guys think he's going to go? The teams that I've read that are probably the hot ones are going to be Buffalo and Miami. Which honestly, excuse me, it wouldn't make sense for neither team. Like Miami has Mostert, who's obviously always hurt all the time, Jeff Wilson Jr., who I think can be a good running back, and then they just drafted that kid, Achane or something like that, rookie running back this year. So they have running backs, and then you look at Buffalo, and they have Damian Harris and James Cook, so which is Dalvin's little brother, right? So I don't see one of those two like really going out of their way to sign him, right? Like I don't see why they would give him like decent amount of money or anything like that. Um, but the Cook watch is on, the Dalvin Cook watch is on, and everybody is speculating where he's going to go. And at this point, like when I really think about all the teams who could use a running back, the ones that pop into my mind, like Baltimore, to make a splash because they've just been signing people to keep Lamar happy. They do have Dobbins and Edwards, but adding another guy like Cook could just shake things up in that Baltimore room. Cleveland kind of makes sense because it is just Nick Chubb. I know, man. I'm so tired, dude. I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I had to drive all the way to Valley Forge. Then had Sakura's just now, man. I got the itis, dude. I got the itis. Um, but yeah, sorry. So oh shit, lost my train of thought, man. What was I saying? What was I talking about? Dalvin Cook. Oh yeah, who needs him? I said Cleveland. Cleveland has Nick Chubb. He's the main running back there. And I don't know what the room looks like for Cleveland as far as the running backs go. So Dalvin could make sense there, but they have Nick Chubb, so Dalvin Cook would be an equivalent to what Kareem Hunt was, but Cook is definitely or can be more explosive than what Hunt is. So I don't know if that would really work out, but other than that, man, I mean Cincinnati could use them. Uh, Philly don't need them. Dallas could take them. They have Tony Pollard who did break his leg. They have the rookie running back, and I think his name is Kevin Vaughn or something along those lines, or Drew Vaughn, something like that. Um, and I don't know if there's anybody else on the roster as of right now as far as running backs for Dallas. So Dallas could use them. Washington has Gibson and Robinson. Kansas City has a plethora of running backs. Denver could go out and grab him with Javonte Williams. Now, they say he's on pace to be ready, but, I think Dalvin Cook would be a great change of pace back for them. Especially just having Murray out there, Latavius Murray. I think they could actually use an extra body in the running back room. Oakland has Josh Jacobs, even though he hasn't reported to OTAs yet. I go through the Titans don't need him, Jacksonville don't need him, Atlanta don't need him, Carolina don't need him, the Packers don't need him, Detroit don't need him, Chicago don't need him. You go through the list of teams and it's really hard to see where Dalvin Cook can go. So you guys tell me, man. I don't know where Dalvin Cook's going to land. Let me know what you think, where you think Dalvin Cook is going to land, because I don't know. I'm actually kind of struggling with trying to figure out where he fits, honestly. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. The Buccaneers, they could, the if he went to Tampa though, I think it'll be like for the money, because it's not like Tampa would be. I don't think they're in a position to win anything, let alone their division. And then how much money is even Tampa willing to throw at somebody like a Dalvin Cook for, again, a team who probably understands they're not in no position to win a division, let alone a playoff game or even a Super Bowl for that matter. You know what I mean? So if I'm Dalvin Cook, I'm probably looking to go to a contender, but at the same time, it's like some of the contenders don't even need him. Maybe he just sits around and waits till week 1 or 2. I know there's this thing in the NFL where, like, if you don't sign a veteran free agent after week 1 of the NFL, that you don't have to pay them a certain amount of money or something like that. Something weird. I remember hearing it like last year or the year before. I don't know the exact terms to the rule and how all that works, but I know that division is weak, bro. I mean, yeah, but Tampa's probably the weakest part of that division. You know what I mean? I don't see Tampa. I mean, they still have Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, but it's like, are you really saying that Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask are going to be the guys to win that division? I don't see it. I don't see it. So yeah, I don't see those guys being the answer. But damn it, lost my train of thought again. What were we talking about? Division this week, but just talking about where Dalvin Cook was going, pretty much. But yeah, again, just let me know. Let me know what you think. Other than that, man, really not much else football that I wanted to touch on. I know that was pretty big news. The Frank Clark thing was pretty cool. We're just kind of just waiting. There's always little things being reported about, Saquon training in his Giants helmet. And I'm getting a lot of reports about Eric Gray, the rookie running back that we drafted. And Miles Sanders is ready to get, ready for an expanded role in Carolina. Just little things. Rodgers was, part limited in practice, still dealing with a calf injury, but he was practicing the 2-minute drills and another set of drills with the team the other day. So, a lot of football stuff to digest. We're still in the beginning of all this mess of the summertime and OTAs and everything like that. The Hopkins watch is next. He's going to New England. Yup. He did visit Tennessee, and he is supposed to visit New England. It looks like there's definitely a list of teams that are definitely out of the Hopkins race, and I know the Giants are one of them. I don't remember the full list, but I just know the Giants are one of those teams that are just not in the ready for DeAndre Hopkins. So it sucks. It definitely sucks. I would love to have a guy like DeAndre Hopkins added to our wide receiver room because I feel like we need it. We apparently just don't have the cap for it. And I kind of swore we did, but maybe Joe Shane's just unwilling to make a move like that. Not willing to touch the money that's there, maybe saving it for next year. I got to trust in what the guy's doing. I got faith in Shane and the guys right now. They haven't really gave me a reason to be super upset with them or anything like that yet. So, I just got to rock with it. But we'll see, man. The Hopkins watch is definitely something we'll be paying attention to for sure. For sure. But yeah, that's about it for football. If there's anything else football related that you guys want to know, talk about, let me know. Put it in the chat, put it in the page. Make sure you're following the Sick Picks page on Facebook and Sick Picks 89 on Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you share the video that's on now. Make sure you the Cook Up Radio so that way you can be notified by all the great podcasts that the Cook Up puts out, just like the Great Minds podcast that you see that's tagged right now in my video. but they were just on before me, and I caught the end part of that podcast, and it was great, man. What they talk about on a weekly basis is always a little different, but it's real. And they're coming from a good place. They're speaking from the heart. And at the end of their podcast, I actually caught them, talking about being able to help in your community and provide in your community in a sense, as far as like, if you really want to try and make a change, one of the easiest and best ways to do it is really where you live at, man. I was having a conversation with somebody today about voting for the president and voting for representatives and this and that. And, if you're patriotic and you're from this country and, you like dealing with all that stuff, I'm saying, more power to you. But, I don't think that's what makes a big change or difference there. I think if you're really looking to make a change and, you want things to be a certain way, peaceful, things like that. I think the best way to do it is in your community, where you live at, where you rest your head at, where you raise your kids at, where you send your kids to school at, shit like that. So, yeah, all that stuff is really important, man. And again, it's just definitely one of the best ways to provide now for your city and your family in a sense. You know what I mean? So, there's all types of stuff out there, but make sure, again, just tune into Great Minds every week. You'll find all types of knowledge and things like that being thrown around there. So make sure you tune in to Great Minds every week. I believe they're Saturdays at 5 p.m. So I come on right after them. So yeah, man, just make sure you're tuning in to Cook Up. The Cook Up will not steer you wrong when it comes to the podcast of the week. Make sure you guys are tuning in every Wednesday for one of the biggest podcasts that we produce here on the Cook Up Radio every week. Wednesday nights is On the Money Sports podcast with my guys, Irrational Old Money. You can always find them right here in the stew, cooking things up on the radio. No pun intended. But yeah, man, appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow. We're going to get right in now into the basketball, man. So when game 4 was going on, I was in Valley Forge, so I never got a chance to see it. Did pull up the box score, though. And I mean, bro, what more can I say about Nikola Jokic, and Jamal Murray? I mean, those two guys are literally playing on a whole nother level of basketball, and there is just no keeping up with them. Posting the triple doubles that they did the other night. I mean, 30-point triple doubles, dude. Like, how do you even fathom that? Like, it's crazy. It really is crazy, man. They are just literally putting the team on their back. They trust one another, and it's really good basketball to watch. It might sound boring to a lot of people because it's the Denver Nuggets and Miami Heat, and it's Nikola Jokic, Jamal Murray, and Jimmy Butler, and a bunch of undrafted players, and it's just not your marquee names. And a lot of people, will always have something to say about something, stuff like that. And me personally, I could care less, man, because again, these guys are just balling out of their mind, and it's super fun to watch them play basketball. Like, I mean, again, look at these stats. Look at these stats, bro. 23 points, 12 rebounds. How many assists? This was 4 assists. These are the game 4. Hold on. What was that game 3, right? I got to read you that box score because those stats are ridiculous. Yeah, here it is. Nicholas, 32 points, 10 assists, 21 rebounds. Murray's 34 points, 10 assists, 10 rebounds. First duo in NBA history, right, to do 30-point triple-doubles together in an NBA Finals game. Nikola Jokic, first player in NBA history, 250 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists in a 15-game span during the NBA playoffs. 15 games, 250 points, 100 rebounds, 100 assists. Like, that's insane. You really got to think about the stats, bro. And that's insane. And what he's doing is insane. And that was game 3 stats. Game 4 was another beatdown. But still, nonetheless, I mean, the guys are out there balling, bro. And Miami just does not have an answer. Now, when they won game 2, I think it was, right? The game in Denver, they went out and did exactly what I was saying to do on my last show. They had to disrupt what Denver was doing on their side of the ball offensively. Make you keep the ball in Jokic's hands if you have to. Make sure give him his points and make everybody else work for theirs. And just again, just disrupt what they were used to doing. And Miami found a way to do that, and they were able to come out on top. They struggled doing that, and they were able to come out on top, right? Denver, and this is why Denver, was Mike Malone, I believe his name is, the coach for Denver. This is why he's a good coach. If not, it might be considered a great one after they win this championship. They went out and made adjustments and made sure that Miami couldn't disrupt them again. And they stuck to the plan, and this is their fruits of their labor right here, being up 3-1 in the NBA Finals. I mean, there's literally not much I can say about this, man. There's really not much depth that really even has to go into this conversation. And I mean, again, since the week was so hectic, I didn't have a lot of time to even prepare for it. But even if I did, man, like I would just be throwing numbers at you at that point. Even if I could prepare and look up what I could for you guys and just try to sit here and talk to you, all I could regurgitate to you is numbers at this point, because there's literally nothing else that I can say that's gonna make you guys feel any different, or even convince myself to be any different that this series is gonna go 7 games. Before the series started, I picked Denver in 5. I told you guys here in the cast it'd be Denver in 5. After game 1, I thought it'd be Denver in 4. Miami came out and did what I said they had to do. They won a game. They stole it in Denver, and it made things interesting for a quick second, only because they stole a game in Denver. I thought they'd win it. I thought they would kind of win game 1 just because they were more of the fresh legs, so to speak. But really, that game 1, I thought it would come in Miami. But no, it came in Denver, and I was like, all right, well, since it came in Denver, it could be something. Nope. Denver made the adjustments, 30-point triple doubles in game 3, and the rest is history. You know what I mean? So come game 5, win is what is this? The 10th in 2 days. So today's Saturday, Monday. Monday's game 5. So come Monday night, Denver Nuggets will most likely be NBA champions. Nikola Jokic will be hosting the NBA Finals MVP trophy. The one MVP trophy that he'll actually get this year. He should have gotten 2. And and that'll be it. That'll be the end of it. And we'll come in here next week and we'll talk about all that stuff. I probably won't be on the cast with the guys, but we'll talk about Nikola Jokic being one of the greatest basketball players in the NBA right now. And we'll talk about where this championship puts him and his legacy. And we'll kind of try and go from there. But, Nikola has a chance to be literally one of the greatest players that we've ever seen if he kind of continues on. Right now, he is in his prime. And there's no reason why he can't do this for the next 3 to 5, maybe even 6, 7 years. And I say 6, 7 because of the way he plays. It's not like he goes out there and runs like a freaking Mustang horse like LeBron James. It's not like he's out there running and dunking and jumping like Aaron Gordon or Zach LaVine or anything like that. And, like, the guy plays old man basketball, like he's jogging up and down the court. He gets where he needs to get to, but he does it at that Jokic pace. He doesn't put a lot of wear and tear in his body. At least doesn't seem like it. He plays the game very smart, and again, I don't. As long as Denver continues to put the right pieces around him and Murray, this could be a team that can be a thorn in people's sides for the next 5 to 7 years. Seriously, so get used to it. Get used to seeing Denver in the playoffs, probably in the finals. That's just something that we're gonna have to get used to. So, yeah, man. I mean, that's. Let's see. Yeah, that's all the basketball that I pretty much got, man. I don't know if there's anything else that you want me to touch on as far as sports goes. Again, there is boxing tonight. Let's pull it up real quick. Let's Google. If you hear some noise, there's a big car show out there on Landis Ave today. So if you live in the South Jersey area, in the Cumberland County area, Make sure you guys are coming out to Landis Avenue. There's a big car show out there. I know my one of my cousin's father-in-law, he has his two cars out there. His old school is like a 1963 Chevy he has, and an old school convertible drop top like Benz, I want to say it is that he has. But cool cars out there, all different types of cars out there. So if you're into cars, make sure you go check that out before they close it out for the night, which could be within the next hour or so, honestly. Uh, boxing tonight. Bam. Let's see here. Oh, it takes me right to ESPN schedule, huh? Because I think there is boxing on ESPN tonight. Is that the ESPN fight? Oh yeah. So the Teofimo Lopez and Josh Taylor fight is what's on ESPN tonight. So there's another fight. And it's got to be pay per view, I would think. Don't know how to say that. Don't know how to say these names in boxing, but they're fighting tonight. 10 o'clock tonight at ESPN. Is that what's that for the Teofimo? Is that for the Lopez fight? Is that time? Minunga and Derevchenko. That's another fight for tonight. I cannot say that. Yeah, so 10 o'clock on the ESPN for the Lopez fight. Let's see here. This is boxing schedule. Oh, snaps. Sonny Edwards and Andre Campos tonight, too. Where is that? Oh, that's the Zone. I wonder if I still have the Zone. Yeah, I am not. Is that real? Floyd Mayweather and John Gotti? There's no way. So, Dad, confirm that. Is that a real thing? That says Sunday night. Zeus streaming service. I don't know. I don't know about that, man. So that's all I got. Those are the big names for tonight, though. So Josh Taylor versus Lopez, Edwards versus Campos, and Manuga versus Derevchenko. I really hope I didn't butcher those names as bad as I probably just did. But those first, I'm hearing of that. Yeah, that's on this website called BoxingScene.com. Says June 11th, Sunday, welterweight fight, Floyd Mayweather versus John Gotti. I hope it's just a rerun. I don't know. But yeah, that's what we got for tonight's boxing scene. I'm sure there's some undercards, but it doesn't give me any of the undercards here. Let's see here. Nope, no undercards. Yeah, you did butcher those names. Yeah, I'm sure I did, man. I'm sorry. Yep, so no undercards, or at least no list of the undercards that it's giving me here. So yep, I'll just end it there, man. There's boxing tonight, so make sure you watch some boxing. Should be good. There is UFC tonight also on ESPN Plus, so make sure you like watching that if you're into some UFC. Might place a couple of bets. But speaking of some sick picks, I'll give you my sick boxing picks for tonight, and I'm gonna go with Teofimo Lopez and Andres Campos to win their boxing fights tonight. Should be big fights. But that's what I'm going with. So if you're betting boxing, Lopez and Campos on the money line. Or you can take them to go the distance. Not picking either one of those guys for knockouts tonight. Although if you do, that is where the money is at. But just not my cup of tea for tonight's show. Just not doing any of those knockout parlays or anything like that tonight. So again, man, that's all I got. Again, big shout out to APA team, Shooting Nines, whole APA league. Had a great weekend with you guys. Too bad we couldn't make it to Vegas, but we will get another shot. We will be back at the qualifiers next summer. So We play 4 sessions a year when it comes to the APA league itself. So the grind doesn't stop. The grind doesn't stop, man. So I'll be back at it on Thursday at Larry's. You guys shoot pool, come meet me at Larry's bar out there in Millville, and should be a good time. But thank you for tuning in. Who has tuned in, Dad? Appreciate you, bro. And we'll see each other again next week, guys. I'm gonna get up and hit the red button. But everybody have a safe night. Be safe. Be blessed. Drink responsibly. Oh yeah, and as always, middle finger emoji, ego emoji. You guys know how it gets downs. You guys know. Deuces.